Hey everybody, Rodamont here for a new playthrough, a new Let's Play of Noah's Ark. So, before I start, I just want to go over the biblical story of Noah. I'm not trying to replicate it perfectly. Obviously, I'm going to be building a spaceship, not an ark. But, as the biblical story goes, there were cities of sin, Sodom and Gomorrah, and God was upset that there were so many sinners in the world, so he tasked Noah to build an ark to save all of the animals and his own family. That's kind of a long story short. If you want to read about the biblical stories, you're welcome to do it. I just wanted to mention it in case anyone was unfamiliar. So what I have here is Noah and his family. As the biblical story goes, Noah and his family boarded the ark, so there were 8 of them. There was Noah and Naamah, his wife, his 3 sons, Shem, Japheth, and Ham, and their wives, Seti, Ada, and Nael. They obviously have longer names, like Seti's real name was Sedeketelebab. The B didn't fit because there's a character limit. Ada Taneses Nile. I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce it. But basically, here's our pawns. I used Prepare Carefully mod. That's the only mod I used for this. And I did it so I could make my 8 survivors, my 8 pawns, blessed. They were chosen good God after all. The world I have, the planet is the Ark, coverage 100%, didn't mess with temperature or rainfall. I started at 3310 north, 13871 east, if you wanted to replicate it. I'll also supply the save game file, because that way you can have the same pawns. We are in the northern hemisphere, a little bit north of the equator, so that we could be equidistant from the ice sheet and the tropical rainforest, just to make it easier to get all the animals that we want to get. The pawns we have, Noah is an apprentice oracle evangelist. Here's his traits and skills. You can read it for yourself, pause it if you need. Naamah. So Noah is kind of our constructor. Naamah is our doctor and researcher. That's his wife. First son Shem is a crafter, constructor, meleer. His wife Seti, who is the cook and farmer. Japheth is also a minor constructor. And his wife Ada, who is the social, artistic backup doctor. And then Ham and Nael are a little special. They are the ones that are going to be taming the animals. So they're going to spend a lot of the time outside of the colony. So we have another doctor, and they're cook and farmers so that they can pick berries while they're moving around, and they're good shooters. And yeah, so those are our starter pawns. We start off with the normal crash-landed amount of stuff. The only difference is we have bows and spears instead of guns. I totally plan on teching up. This won't be like a tribal anything. We're building a spaceship after all, so it's not like I want to be in the Stone Age. So I'm just giving everyone initial weapons, and then I want to start off by maybe planning some stuff out. So I'm going to have a 9x9 crafting room. And then a kitchen with attached butchery. I'm going to ignore some of this fertile territory and have a 9x9. I'll make it 1 lower. Nine by 9 dining room and 9x9 rec room, and then some 7x7 bedrooms. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna move those. We're only ever going to need 4 bedrooms. And then, this will be a hospital. And then this will be a hallway. And a research room. And then I can have big storage here. Research room. I think I'm gonna have... No, I don't need that. Yeah. So that about works out the floor print. I don't obviously have spot for nice kill boxes or anything. I'll work that in later. So what I'm gonna do initially is to have my storage room in the crafting room. Not so elegant, but it'll have to do. And the first thing I want to make is the floor, the crafting room, basically, and then also the research room. That's what I'm going to start on. Work priorities. So we have 2 doctors, 1 warden, 1 animal handler and a backup animal handler, a cook, a whole bunch of hunters, except for Shem. I'm going to take Shem off of it. Some constructors, a grower, a plant cutter. I'll leave these guys as backup. And I'm sure I'm going to tinker with this as time goes on. No one's going to do art initially. Shem's the crafter. And Nama's the researcher. So that's our work priorities. As for restrictions, wake up, do some rec, a little bit of anything, transition into work, end of the day with anything in rec, copy and paste this down as we go. And then assignments, I'm going to have them do no drugs, because God's smiting everyone for doing drugs and prostitution and stuff like that. So we might as well not do drugs. Ironically, once Noah built the ark and survived the flood, he became somewhat of a drunk, as the biblical stories go. I'm really not kidding. Gonna set everyone up initially with doctor's care, no medicine. We'll use medicine when we need it. And yeah, that's about does it for all the policies. So I'm gonna start off going slow. Oh, I'm also going to want a pretty early kitchen as well. So I'm going to order them to chop a bunch of wood. We're going to need it. And then Shem is prioritizing the crafting bench. No, he isn't. He was. There we go. Looks like the local stone is marble, so I'm going to start crafting in marble. See if there's any marble buildings nearby that I can cannibalize. Doesn't appear to be any marble all that nearby. Mostly limestone and steel and stuff. Alright, I'm going to get mining. We're going to want the steel. And as soon as we have our first supply of granite, or marble, excuse me, go ahead and set it up. So we'll have a marble door here and here. And this is our research room. So I'm going to want to start research as soon as possible. So we'll start that going, because we want to get research is the most important, at least in my opinion. I guess while we are setting things up, we can do the flooring. I think what I'm going to do is widen that hallway just a little bit. And let's have him drop the marble blocks just so that we get ones faster. So here comes the research bench. And I'm working a lot of things at once, so I'm going to have it kind of be slower. Okay, so we have research bench. First thing we want to research is probably batteries, because there's no point in generating electricity if you can't store it. Or not much of a point, I should say. So Nama is going to be researching batteries immediately. And I'm going to have Noah working on the walls. Try to set this up as an indoor area as soon as we can. Another thing I want to do is sleeping spots. Initially, they're not going to really have nice bedrooms. I didn't really want to build anything temporary, so I'm just having them go for broke, building the real base first, and kind of ignoring temporary base setups. Now I'm sure I'm going to get some overhead mountain. In fact, if we look at it, so far we don't have any overhead mountain forced, but we'll get there. Also, let's go ahead and deconstruct this. Remove the flooring for it. Speed it up a little bit. So I think it's important for the crafting room, because it's also our stockpile, and the research room to be the first indoor areas, so that we're researching at top speed and we're not losing any of our resources. That's filling up pretty good. I'm gonna have, everyone that isn't terrible at constructing start laying down floorboards. I don't want to botch too much stuff, however, so that's a little bit of a concern. The really good researchers should do the long stuff. These guys can do flooring. So we can leave the doors open. The doors just separate the rooms from one another. If they botch wooden floors, we have enough wood, I don't really care. Come on, work on the floors. And then, temporarily, we'll just throw a little torch in there for light. So that she's not working in the darkness. Alright, so we have our little research alcove all set up. Next up is the crafting room. Also, before I go too far, I really ought to grow some rice. I'm going to grow way more rice than I need. And then we're also going to want doors in here, though. So the door that faces the kitchen will have to be an auto door, so I'm not going to worry about that door quite yet. And actually, we might not even connect it to the kitchen, as there's not a high need for it. Alright, so the flooring is getting nicely set up. We're also going to want power. So that looks like a nice spot for it. And throw some concrete down. Actually, I'm going to move it one over for aesthetic reasons that will be made apparent later. Okay, so that will be our initial power. Not a lot of power coming off that. Run power around the base. Doing a little late night rec. Where everyone's kind of wandering around. I'm going to need different rec types sooner than later, but for now I think it's fine. That actually might be annoying where I set that up. Just because I can't wall it off very easily. Let's see. Might be where I want my storage. I suppose I could put it right where the farm is. Takes up a lot of prime real estate though. I don't need to put it down quite yet, so I'll hold off on that until I have a better idea of where I want it. Alright, everyone's nice and asleep. Sleeping outside. Such is early life. Let's see, power turbines. Yeah, maybe I do want it here. I could bridge it off. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not going to overthink it. So a lot of botched construction here. I think what I'm going to do is temporarily take some of these crappy constructors off because they're just botching everything. Alright, so I'm going to take advantage of some more grow zones. So this will be cotton. And then, just so that I can... I have a lot of manpower, right? Just so that I can see stuff better, I'm going to trim out this whole zone very thoroughly. Takes a lot of work, but it'll allow me to see where the fertile stuff is and where it isn't. Alright, got the research for battery. I'm planning on putting my batteries here, so we'll go ahead and build roof area. Alright, so this is coming together. I'll just dump that up there for now. Alright, let's work on the last few walls to keep this inside. done. This also will need light. Alright, so now we can build this wind turbine. And we need components for it. I started with components. I probably haven't... Yeah, I didn't. Never allowed them. That explains a lot. Alright, next up, we're going to want... We're researching auto doors, I believe. Yes, we are. So we're going to want a setup for the farm. Or for the kitchen, rather. I don't know why I said farm. So we'll need a butcher table. And a stove. And a few auto doors for that. We're also going to want wooden stools and a chair. We'll do a big, nice round table for our dining room. We can aim for higher quality stuff as time goes on. So, let's see, why aren't we generating power yet? Oh, we are. Good. This battery is starting to store power. We're going to want a few more batteries, I'd say. 3 batteries seems to be a good number for starters. Whoa. It's not really what I meant to do. How about you clean? We're running pretty low on... I'm just going to forbid these chairs. We're running pretty low on food, so we want to get the kitchen up and running ASAP. And set up some meals. Leave that door open. Alright, we almost have our auto doors. Okay, so now that we have the walls, we can go ahead and start making the bedrooms so that people actually sleep well. Okay, so we got the outer doors. Maybe solar panels, and then I'll go for microelectronics. So with the auto doors, we can do steel auto doors for the kitchen. We need to run a little power for it. Steel is something we have plenty of, which is good. Alright, so we'll hook up butchery forever. And a standing light in there, standing light in here. What else? We need a chair for that. Dumping stockpile for corpses. Maybe specify animal. Wow. Animal corpses. Preferred priority. Corpses of animals. That does not include insects. Now this part will be a little bit more complicated. We're going to have one meal here. One meal here. All this will be made more obvious soon. Alright, so this will be low meat. Or actually, reg meat. Prioritize normal for meat that is not insect or human. This is going to be high meat, so preferred for meat that is not insect or human. This will be fine meals. Wow, apparently I cannot spell. Meals of just fine quality. Preferred. This will be preferred of simple meals. This will be low or regular veg for vegetarian. Oh, also we'll allow animal products in here. And then this is going to be high veg. So preferred for vegetarian. Good. That sets up our kitchen quite nicely. And sets up our butchery. Let's reconnect these so they don't have such crazy wiring. What is, oh, it's this one. What is this wire here? Hold on, let me see power. There we go. Looks a bit nicer now. Yeah. So our kitchen's all set. We just need to start hunting for our initial meals because we're kind of out of food. So I'm going to quickly look around. Hunt some mega sloth. I'm sure they'll become angry with me. But we need the food. Alright, so we're starting to have these setups for bedrooms. So we're going to go ahead and I'm actually going to make the beds out where there's light. And I'm going to make them one at a time. As expected, a little bit of revenge. We're going to pull these hunters off. Come help. We also need some recreation variety. Alright, so this bed is good enough for now. Set up an end table for it. Oh, let's put that in the light as well. Oh, you know what? The light level's dark. So that's probably why this is. We'll try a better one. All right, back to the hunting. Playing Ring Around the Rosie with this Mega Sloth. Down it goes. Alright, well that will be good food initially. curious if there's anything for me to grow that takes a while. Not really. I do want some heal root, so let's put some heal root in the ground. Heal. And expand the cotton. Alright, so this will be nicely refrigerated in a moment. Just swell. Hunting a little bit more stuff. Oh, the other Megasloth didn't fuss. Just died all nicely. Alright, so we're going to want some more doors that grant access to our base. I think I'm going to wall off this farm eventually, so I'm not going to worry about the doors down here. But that leaves a nice kill box or storage area over here. Alright, Noah's back up. It's still too dark to do any furniture construction. We're eating raw meat, which is not good. We'll get those fine meals in a second. And naming. So the factions. Noah's family is the name of the faction. And the name of the area will be the Ark. Real original. Oh look, they're wooing it right around the parents. Ugh, gross. Alright, so this is now brightly lit. So I'm gonna have Noah start working on the bedding. I think we're gonna need some more wood. So I'll set up a chop order. Alright, masterwork bed. That is pretty much what I was looking for. And a good one. We can replace. And we need some more wood. It's weird to crank out one masterwork one and then just have like some crap. Guess he was inspired, right? Not technically. Oh, there we go. Excellent. Beds are really, really, really important. I cannot stress that enough. Beds are one of the most important objects that you'll need to craft in your base. They allow you to heal. They allow you to sleep more efficiently. So Noah and Nama will take this bed. Oh, there we go. He's cranking out the good ones. Alright, Shem and Seti will take this one. Japheth and Ada will take this one. And because this isn't even walled off yet. We'll go ahead and finish off these beds. So we're almost done putting the heal root in the ground, and then we'll probably get going with the tree cutting. Alright, so he's still cranking out marble blocks, but we still need more. At this point, pretty much everything that is left is of equal importance, so I'm just going to go ahead and drop walls on everything. Got our solar panels. We'll start with microelectronics. Mad hair. That's fine. Alright, now we're starting to plant cut. Just drop a double bed out there. We don't want none of that. Alright, we'll allow self-tend. And a last but not least, excellent bed. That's fantastic. That's what we're looking for. Alright, so I don't even need to assign the last set of owners. Let's clean up a little bit. Proper bedrooms for everyone. Oh man, really nice bedrooms, might I add. And we do need rec, so I'm going to set up some rec rooms as soon as we're able. Put some lights in these rooms. And we're definitely not going to be generating enough power, but we can solve that here in a moment. That'll extend our power generation pretty considerably. Alright, so we have some joy now. Getting some additional power. Easy peasy. I guess this should actually be probably a door. Oh, a masterwork chair. I like that. Alright, so now our rec room is all set up. Man, it's really easy to do this with like super pawns, huh? Next up, furniture. So we want dressers. And nightstands, end tables. least going for excellent. I don't know how this is going to become more comfortable, but somehow it will be. Another excellent one. Because we have so few bedrooms, I'm just aiming for excellence. There we go. Or attempting to aim for excellence. Been a bit of a struggle, if I do say so myself. Oh man, they're just getting worse. Come on, Noah. You started off with some masterwork stuff. You can do this. Oh my god. It's starting to become a little laughable. Oh, we have some thrumbo. My goodness. Mr. Noah. There we go. Alright, so Ham is set to handle. We're almost done with all the walling. It's pretty cool. So if we view these... oops. Room stats. Decent, 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 decent. I'll just leave the stats on. That's what I'm looking for. So they're definitely going to recover their comfort while sleeping. No doubt about that. So I don't even have food that I can feed the thrumbo, I think is what's going on. I doubt I'm going to be able to tame a thrumbo this early on. In fact, it's a little dangerous given that it could very easily turn on me. I might just want to work on other stuff first. Come on, Mr. Noah. I'm just asking for one more. There it is. Alright, all the bedrooms are all set up now. I did dwindle my wood supply, so I'm going to chop some more. I need a light pack in there. I'm out of components, I suspect. I have no idea why I just queued that up, as I'm really needing to... Oh, hey, steel. Mine some compacted machinery. Alright, boars are dime a dozen, so we can hunt them and not worry about not being able to tame others later on. And that will build up a nice stockpile for us. So at this point, we have our primary base all nicely walled off. So the next thing I'm going to do is, we have a lot of steel. I don't want to waste too much of it. Oops. But go ahead and pave off where our farm is and will be. And then wall it off. I don't want animals eating stuff that they shouldn't. This is somewhat of a large construction project. And then, of course, implement and utilize bridges. So this wall... that's probably enough for now. My dogs is bashing me. Why are you bashing me? Give you wood flooring. That will match the bridge. Unless you can now put flooring on bridges. For all I know, Tynan could have added that since my last playthrough of the Unstable 1.0. I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? Oh, nice. We're already having failage. It's my favorite. Alright, so the hospital here needs some bedding. And this will also be for anyone we down that we want to rescue. I'm excited to have the microelectronics. Our slightly impressive rec room and the like. Alright, there we go. Finally, solar generator. Getting those bridges built. They'll take up a lot of wood. Alright, so this part's a little bit more complicated because we're going to need to wall off kind of a lot, kind of an extreme amount. That will do. And I think what I'm going to do is just mine this out and replace it with the appropriate walls so that we can actually repair them if and when we need to. And we're finally getting some rice yield. And our first raid. Oh. We already have 2 hunters out here, right where the raid spawned in. Is he a fast runner or something? Yeah, he is fast. Okay, let's not screw around and go help. Oh, nice. That was a critical hit. Hit to the heart. Ouch. Nice shooting, Ham. In fact, I don't think we need help anymore. We did, but we don't. Alright, not much of a raider, but I'm going to go ahead and set him up to capture, because we're going to heal and release. Unless he's a pirate, I guess I should have checked. Oh yeah, he's part of the Night Demons. I'm going to capture and release him anyway, because we're nice, but obviously not going to get any benefit from doing it, as he is a raider of sorts. Alright, no meds. Prisoner, just reduce resistance. Huh. I'm gonna release. I'm not sure what reduced resistance is. I didn't read about that. Maybe it makes them easy to recruit, and then you try to recruit? I'm not sure. Color me intrigued. So we're finally putting the farming retention wall down. Alright, so Ham is trying to tame the Thrumbo, which is super dangerous. I really ought to have like a massive cohort of defenders next time he tries that, for security reasons. Kind of have to keep an eye on him for that reason. Alright, let's go ahead and haul the rice. Makes this a little bit easier. He's escaping. Well, that's actually kind of fine. We're going to release him anyway. Go ahead and escape, little guy. I happen not to really care. Alright, we have an ancient danger here. That's fine. Someone will haul that rest in. Of that I have no doubt. This retention wall's getting constructed pretty nice and quick. One thing I'm going to need to do is set it up not to be roofed. Because there's no point in having a farm that has a roof over it until you have grow lights. And I might add grow lights to here eventually, given the how I'm not exactly in the most temperate area. But that can wait until I have better power generation. I do have a steam geyser nearby. That could prove useful. Alright, looking around for some components. Yeah, there's some more here. Not a lot of components on this map. Some, but not like a huge supply. Ooh. They killed each other. Some scattered materials that I've yet to find. Up, the thrombozoning out. I didn't think I was going to be able to tame it. Let's see, what kind of wildlife is there for me to tame? I could tame some muffalo. Heck, I could tame grizzly bears if I really wanted to. Doe self-tamed. Don't really have need for a doe, unfortunately. Just gonna go ahead and chop that doe up. Cougar is in my farm. That's a little dangerous. Gotta say, microelectronics is coming around nicely. I foresee a potential problem with that air conditioner sitting there. I'll fix that problem by walling it off. Another ancient danger. So there are two of them. I thought as much. It did appear as if there was more than one. Big old blocks of buildings like that usually screams ancient danger. Alright, so I'm going to stockpile my steel here. So it doesn't take up so much damn room. So that would be raw steel. And that way our stockpile can stockpile stuff that's a bit more important. I clearly need to deal with this cougar that is wandering around in my base, especially now that I'm almost all walled up. Because there won't be anything for it to eat other than me. Can simplify this a bit more, which I will do. I don't know why I made it overly complicated. There, all set. That will work until I wall this up and temperature control it. I'll just have to remember that I've done that. And I'm just about at the top of my hour. So I'm going to, as I'm sure you all are expecting, thank you all for watching. If you want to provide feedback, please do. I always look forward to it. And I will catch you all next episode if you tune in. And yeah, thanks for watching, everyone. Adios.